for 5 rides and my head is spinning. Hi, I'm Steffi Croft and welcome to a special edition of Island Spotlight. In celebration of Lynbrook Week 1985, we thought it would be fun to take our show out and bring you the show right here from the carnival. We'll have a look around a little later in the show. You know, Lynbrook Week has been a tradition in the village for close to 17 years now, and it's certainly built up a reputation of promoting community spirit. Coming up during the next half hour, field reporter Judy Martin and I will highlight all the events for you, beginning with the village's annual road race right after this.
If it happens on Long Island, in Nassau, or in Suffolk, LI News Tonight is there, bringing you the stories, the facts that matter to you. We report your news, covering the island from Manhasset to Montauk, from the Sound to the Great South Bay. LI News Tonight covers Long Island because we are Long Island. Catch us weeknights. We're LI News Tonight.
Welcome back to Island Spotlight's special edition of Lynbrook Week 1985. Right now I'm at the tastiest counter in the carnival. This is the Zeppeli and Calzone booth, and there are probably hundreds of calories in here. Now, a good way to burn up these calories is to run them off, which is exactly what over 500 people did this Sunday at Lynbrook's annual road race. Judy kept pace with the runners at Grice Park.
The skies were dim. The weather was humid, but that did not stop the over 500 runners who turned out for Lynbrook Week's annual 6.2-mile road race. At 9 a.m. Sunday morning, hundreds of joggers' sneakers made their way along the streets of Lynbrook. Helpful volunteers lined the route, handing out refreshments and providing a sense of encouragement. The Lynbrook Village has been preparing for the run since the beginning of the week. Chief Care fills us in on the safety factor in setting up the road race.
Well, the area was planned out ahead of time. The Department of Public Works this morning turned around and put up all the barricades and the cones. The members of the police department posted the no parking and no standing signs. Along the entire route, the no parking, no standing was placed. The intersections were covered by barricades which the Department of Public Works put out. Each one of the intersections was covered by either a regular member of the police department or an auxiliary police officer.
Today's male winner is becoming a familiar face. Brooklyn's Art Sr. passed the finish line in a record time for the third year in a row. Tell us how you prepared for the race today.
Well, I've been doing a lot of long, relaxed running, and I feel great. I felt great today. The humidity was very high, though.
What about the weather this morning? Did you think that would alter your running ability at all?
I didn't think about it at first, but as we started running, it became a factor, and it was extremely humid out there.
What do you do if it's too humid? Do you have any?
You have to more or less relax more. You don't go out too hard. Just go out easy and try to maintain and put it on at the end of the race.
Tell us about your running background.
Well, I've been running about 11 years since high school junior, and I enjoy it. I do it for the fun of it. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it.
It's not a full-time career, then?
No, it's not. I have a job.
Tell us about some of the other races that you've run.
Well, I've participated in the New York City Marathon. I went down to Jamaica in January and also competed in the marathon down there, Brooklyn half marathons, and the races around the East Coast.
What do you do to prepare for any race? Are there any pointers you can give the runners out there?
Well, I go to track once or twice a week and I get sharp. And the rest of the time I do long, relaxed running at Prospect Park in Brooklyn.
Is running a hobby for you?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And you enjoy it?
I love it.
In the women's division was newcomer Laura Russo of Malvern. I'm here with Laura Russo, who's the first woman to come across the finish line here at the Lynbrook Road Race. How did you get involved in running?
Started running basically because I wanted to lose weight, and I joined a track club and just got involved with doing that. I really liked it, and been doing it ever since.
What is your training process for a small road race like this?
I run 5 days a week, and every Wednesday I meet with my track club, and basically we do, speed workouts and stuff like that. We have a coach that trains us.
Is this a hobby, or is it something that you're really serious about?
I'd say it's a hobby.
The adults weren't the only ones to share in the running. A special fun run for kids was held, and trophies were given to all of Lynbrook's future marathoners. All in all, it was a fun day for all of those who turned out, so why not call them all winners?
later that day, Atlantic Avenue was transformed to a sidewalk art gallery. Artists, both professional and amateur, had a chance to display their wares. And while Michelangelo and Lautrec had their famous models as inspiration, Judy proved that she can be an inspiration as well.
What you're looking at behind me is only one display here at the Festival of the Arts in celebration of Lynbrook Week USA. Let's talk to some of the other artists here and take a look at their work. A lot of time and effort goes into artistic expression. I spoke with modeler Nick Delapana about his work.
I think the little sign on there says I'm a creator of sculptural fantasies, dreams, and nightmares, mostly my own.
How did you first become involved in this?
I couldn't stand working, okay, and I had to get it all out of me, so I decided to play with clay, which is something I did since I was a little boy.
Another modeler present at the festival was Nancy Ferrara, whose creations are not just for show, but are very huggable as well.
I picked the fabric or fur, designed the item, and then put it together, hoping to create an unusual personality in each one.
1985 is the second year in which the Festival of the Arts was included in Lynbrook Week USA. Not only do the artists get satisfaction out of displaying their work, but some were also honored with a blue ribbon. I spoke with the two judges present for the festival. What do the both of you look for in a piece of artwork, one specifically here at the festival?
Well, one thing that we would look for would be quality in the work. Also, I would say presentation. David,
yeah, it should be professional, good art. It should be original if possible, not a cliche.
All in all, it was a street filled with creative talents from all over Long Island. This afternoon proved to be an entertaining and rewarding experience for all.
Thanks, Judy. And stay with us because we have a whole lot more to tell you about. Coming up a little later in the show, we'll see how Mayor Gaia's All-Stars fared against CBS All-Stars. And coming up next, we'll introduce you to the Man and Woman of the Year. We'll be right back.
The signs are often difficult to spot. Billy! Unexplained clumsiness, frequent daydreaming, Billy! Dazed behavior, rapid blinking, hidden signs that could point to childhood epilepsy. Early recognition and treatment of seizure disorders can help prevent bigger problems later on. So get the facts. Contact your local affiliate of the Epilepsy Foundation of America.
Look, guys, this is our big chance. We're to tell them Sports Channel isn't ESPN. Sports Channel's the one that gives you all of us. Yeah! You get the Mets, the Yankees.
Way to go.
The Islanders.
All right.
And Nets. The Nets.
Walk with Thunder.
Sports Channel. It's the only one big enough to cover all of us.
Sports Channel. We've got New York sports covered. If you're a New York sports fan, call your cable company to order Sports Channel today.
For people here at the Carnival, it's a celebration of fun, and it's that celebration that promotes a real sense of community, which is why a special set of awards were set up to honor that enthusiasm.
I am at the Lynbrook Village Hall, where in a couple of moments, Lynbrook residents will be joining the Lynbrook Week USA Committee to honor both Men and Women of the Year, as well as the recipients of the Beautification Awards. This year's winners of the Man and Woman of the Year Awards were Dorothy Horning and Brian Blomquist. Both have served the community extensively and deserve recognition. In addition to presenting the award, Mayor Gaia extended his and the village's gratitude. Later in the program, we will speak with the Man and Woman of the Year.
You know, an integral part of any village is its relationship with its business leaders, and to reaffirm that commitment, the Lynbrook Chamber of Commerce recently held a morning breakfast at Howard Johnson's.
Men and women from local businesses as well as Lynbrook's own political figures were present at the breakfast. Field reporter Bunny Gottlieb, who hosts Channel 12A's The Learning Community, spoke with the president of the Chamber of Commerce.
The motto of the Chamber of Commerce is a very explicit one. It says, a vehicle to move the community forward. In what respect, Annette, and what is the function of the Lynbrook Chamber of Commerce?
The Chamber of Commerce was really founded with the express purpose of getting all areas of our business and professional people into one cohesive force. We have professional people, retailers, we have our banking institutions, our commercial and industrial people, a wide variety of interested people who are vital to community welfare.
Bunny also spoke with Joel Dallinger about his role in the Chamber of Commerce.
Joel, what does being on the Chamber of Commerce mean to you?
Well, it means a sense of involvement within a town that my corporation is very active, and it also gives myself a tremendous amount of satisfaction in being able to work in a town as active as this one is.
I understand that you are the liaison between the business community and the local government. Is that true, Joel?
Well, in a way, it's true, yes. We do have more than one liaison, and the local government is very helpful in everything that the Chamber does and supportive.
Thank you very much, Joel. Anyone wanting to join the Lynbrook Chamber of Commerce, call 599-3436. This is Bunny Gottlieb from Island Spotlight, celebrating the 1985 version of Lynbrook Week. Thank you.
Thank you, Bunny. You know, there's all kinds of things going on here at the carnival. There's games of skill, and there's loads of things to eat. And we have Judy out in the field now. Let's see what she's come up with.
One of the most exciting parts of Lynbrook Week USA is its annual carnival, held at Grice Memorial Park. Mouth-watering treats, everything from Zeppelis to sausage heroes. And what would a carnival be like without its Ferris wheel, as well as many other rides and attractions here? I spoke with some of you about what you're doing this evening.
I went on the merry-go-round and the swing.
The swing. What does the swing do?
It moves around and then it floats you right up.
I just went on this one over here, the space ride.
And what does that do?
Well, it sort of turns around, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go on one of the scary rides, though.
The magic carpet.
The magic carpet, was it scary?
No, not really.
What did it do?
It just went up and around, and the cars swung back and forth.
I'm here with a family from Lynbrook. What is your name, sir?
Yeah, Vincent Henry.
I see that you're videotaping the festivities here tonight.
Yes, I am.
Is this your first year here?
No, we were here last year.
Mm-hmm. And what rides have your children gone on yet?
Oh, they've been on the motorcycle, the
airplane ride?
Sizzler back there, and a couple other ones.
You having a good time?
Very good time.
How's the food? Have you tasted any of it yet?
Very good. We just had some Zeppelis.
Mm-hmm. And what's next?
What's next? I don't know. You guys tell me. What's next, and what do you want to go on next?
I think he's looking for the games. He's looking to play some games.
Oh, you going to bring home some stuffed animals tonight?
I hope so.
Okay, well, have a good time. The carnival ran from Thursday through Sunday and provided a partying atmosphere for Lynbrook residents.
You know, this is my favorite. The object of the game is to knock over 5 cans with 2 tries. Let's see how we do. Oh, almost. Well, I'm going to try my luck again, and when we return, we'll learn about the history behind Lynbrook Week. It's a really nice tradition, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
Most people never make out a will because they don't think they have enough to make it worthwhile. or because they think it'll cost too much, or because the state will take care of it all anyway. The facts are that most people are worth far more than they realize, that the average will costs less than all these flowers, and that without a will, the state will indeed take care of your estate, but not necessarily as you had in mind. A community service message from this station and the members of the New York State Bar Association.
I think you ought to take me out tonight. I don't think there's any reason to stay at home. There's no good movie on TV, is there? Oh, you know how I like a good love story. What do you mean, wait a minute, dear? Is there a good love story or isn't there? I want to do something interesting. Henry, did you hear me? I want to see something interesting. Oh, Henry, you found a love story.
When you need programming information right now, turn to the electronic program guide. It's right on your screen.
Variety, the spice of life. How do you measure it? Friday night at the movies, Saturday night at the theater, Sunday at the stadium? I need more. I need constant entertainment without the cost. With Adams Russell Cable Services, I have weekend entertainment and more throughout the week. HBO to ESPN, Bravo to MTV. Adams Russell delivers quality entertainment. Adams Russell Cable Services, your spice to life.
Hello again. Our next event has served as a morning pick-me-up for local commuters in the Lynbrook Week tradition for many years now. Let's have a look.
I'm at Lynbrook's Westwood train station, where trustees from the Lynbrook Week USA Committee are greeting commuters with coffee and cake. I spoke with Steve Grogan about the background of Lynbrook Week USA.
Well, I believe this is our 13th year that we've had Lynbrook Week, and it's a week of getting the residents together to join together and bring out their Lynbrook spirit, their community spirit.
Who originated Lynbrook Week USA?
That was started under the administration of Francis X. Becker.
And the purpose was to just bring the community together?
Bring the community together, bring that Lynbrook spirit together.
Tell us about some of the events that go on during the week.
This year we had our 7th annual 6.2-mile road race, and we added something a little different. We had the children's fun run, so we got the children of the village involved in Lynbrook Week. We have our carnival towards the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have our St. Anthony's, which has been here a number of years. Their event is on Sunday. The big event, I think, for the whole week, where we have the community spirit of the village come together, is our annual benefit softball game. And Mayor Guy's All-Stars will play against Jim Jensen's CBS TV All-Stars. And this year it's for Eddie Mitchell, a 15-year-old afflicted with neurofibromatosis. So I think that's the main point. We're going to have the village together. We're going to bring the whole village spirit together for Eddie Mitchell on Friday night.
Do you anticipate a better game this year as opposed to last year?
I believe our record has not been that good against Jim Jensen. This year we promise, we have some things in the works that we believe we're going to give them some tough competition, and I'm putting my money on Mayor Guy's team this year.
Several other trustees were on hand to greet the commuters, such as Deputy Mayor Norman Dreyer. I asked him about the upcoming softball game.
Yes, Friday night we have Jim Jensen and the CBS All-Star softball team coming to Lynbrook. They come here every year and they play for a worthwhile charity. This year, the charitable beneficiary of the baseball game is Eddie Mitchell, who is a youngster in Lynbrook who unfortunately has a disease which causes tumors both facially and other parts of his body. And he's been chosen by the committee to be the recipient for this particular game. And Jim Jensen will be down. We have the team which we call the Mayor's All-Star team, which is an excellent softball team. We play them very competitively, and we hope that all the residents will come out, and we have a crew of lovely women who go through the stands with canisters to collect for the charity, which in this case I say is Eddie Mitchell. We will be selling hot dogs, and we have a very lovely, lovely evening down there at Gulf
How do you
Park.
pick the benefit child?
Well, we have suggestions are handed into the Lynbrook Week Committee through the residents, and we receive many, many letters from people espousing their particular cause, and then the committee, and this year, picked Eddie Mitchell.
You know, if you talk about Lynbrook Week, you definitely have to talk about the sense of community here, and no event supports that more than the benefit softball game. And while winning is fun, Judy tells us there's much more to winning than that.
I'm at Grice Memorial Park for the annual benefit softball game between the Lynbrook All-Stars and the CBS All-Stars. Joining me is Jim Jensen. I'd like to first ask you about the origin of the CBS All-Stars.
Well, it started kind of by accident, really. We began playing in Central Park in a regular league about 1967. And then with the return of casualties in Vietnam to St. Albans Hospital in Queens, we were invited to play a few games out there. And after that, we began to receive more and more invitations. So it was kind of like Topsy, just sort of grew. Started by accident, really.
I understand that you regularly play for charitable causes?
We play about 100 games a year, of which I'd say 75% are for charity. We play in a league as well. We raise about $1 million a year over 3-4 states. We play Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays and Sundays. We've been doing it steadily now since 1970.
There must be a tremendous amount of personal gratification as a result of playing. Could you elaborate on your personal feelings?
Well, anytime that you're able to help somebody, it makes you feel good. You know, the old cliche is when you give, you get. And we've had the opportunity to be able to do a lot of giving, and so we've been receiving a lot as well, so it's very heartwarming. It's particularly gratifying, for example, I know of one case in Jersey, I can't remember the town, we played 3 games for a young man who had been crippled in an athletic accident. And we raised enough money to build him a home with special ramps and also a special vehicle to transport him. And that was very gratifying to be able to do that. And at the same time, gratify the seemingly permanent streak of adolescence that's in all of us that keeps us playing ball. It's protracted adolescence, really.
What do you feel about the competition this evening? I understand that the mayor's team is a little more competitive this year.
Yes, I'm glad to see that because nobody wants to watch a runaway ball game. And in the past, they were runaway ball games. We have a very good team because we have to have a very good team because we play such a schedule and we never know against whom we're going to be playing.
Right.
And we have to put on a show as well. It's no fun to come out to a place and score 15 runs the first inning. Everybody's bored to death. Everybody goes home. And that defies also the purpose, which is to raise money. The longer we keep people here in the stands watching the game, the more money they're able to raise. Now, they got a very good team against us tonight. And even if we lose and we raise a lot of money in the process...
I don't think that's going to happen tonight.
Well, it could happen. It could happen. We do lose. Not often, but we do lose. But if we lose and raise a lot of money in the process and it's been a good ball game, fine. Then it's been a great night.
Well, hopefully we'll provide more competition for you in the future.
Well, you are doing it right now.
Okay. All right, thank you very much.
You're very
Jim
welcome.
Jensen, CBS All-Stars. This year, it appeared that the Lynbrook All-Stars were tough competition for CBS. The game held a captive audience right until the very end. Many Lynbrook residents, as well as local politicians, attended the game in support of Eddie Mitchell, who is afflicted with neurofibromatosis. All funds raised will go straight to Eddie to aid in the battle against his disease. I'm here with part of the Mitchell family, Mary, Eddie Mitchell, and Mrs. Mitchell. What do you feel when you see all these people coming out in support of your son?
I feel very, very happy about it. Lynbrook makes me feel very proud to be a part of it.
How long have you been in Lynbrook?
18 years.
18 years. Could you tell us about Eddie?
Well, Eddie is 15 years old, and he has neurofibromatosis, which is a congenital disease that causes tumors to grow on the nerve endings in the body.
This is Judy Martin reporting from Grice Park for the annual benefit softball game. Stay with us.
I'm Marilyn Marks, host of Getting the Most for Your Money. Are you interested in how much you're spending on health care and life insurance? Are you concerned about your consumers' rights? Do you want to know how the tax laws are going to affect you? Do you care about how much money you have in your pocket? Are you spending more and getting less? Then watch Getting the Most for Your Money, Wednesdays and Fridays, 7:30 to 8 p.m. on Adam Russell Cablevision, Channel 12A.
As promised earlier in the program, I have with me Man of the Year, Brian Blomquist. How do you feel about being elected Man of the Year?
Well, I think it's a very nice honor, and I think it's even nicer when the community in which you live honors you by making one person, or actually two people, a man and woman of the year. It's a pretty nice tribute, I think.
At the award ceremony, the mayor spoke very highly of you. Could you go into detail about some of the charitable causes that you're associated with or have been in the past?
Well, I guess two of the biggest charitable organizations I'm involved with are the Ronald McDonald House in Manhattan and the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Last Saturday, June 8th, we took 42 people from Ronald McDonald House, and these kids are afflicted with cancer and leukemia, being treated at Sloan Kettering in Manhattan. We took them to Shea, and we gave them a full day of a lot of treats and a lot of souvenirs, and they got to meet some ball players, get some autographs, and it was a lot of fun.
Well, the benefit softball game has come to an end. Fortunately, the crowd stayed right through the end of the game, even though the score was 5-0. As promised, I have Dorothy Hunning here, who is the Woman of the Year. Tell us how you feel.
I think it's terrific.
And how were you chosen? Do you have any idea?
I really don't know. It was by a committee, and they chose me as Woman of the Year, and it's a great feeling.
Tell us about your background in the beautification of Lynbrook.
Coming into from the Bronx, moving from the Bronx into Lynbrook, it's a small community, and I wanted to get involved in it. And beautification was at that time the main object, and I love beautification, making your village a beautiful place to live.
So you've been here how many years?
25 years.
And I assume you'll be here for a long time afterward.
I hope so.
As we've seen, Lynbrook Week is an acknowledgement that a vital community is the sum of all its parts. The St. Anthony's Feast is most certainly an example of that.
Now, if you excuse me now, I have an appointment with the Cotton Candy Booth. We hope you enjoyed this special tribute to Lynbrook Week 1985. We here at Adams Russell certainly enjoyed bringing it to you. For Judy Martin and the rest of the Lynbrook crew, I'm Steffi Croft. Thanks for joining us.